Yes.
Let's see, once it gets started, I will get to work, I guess. And here we go. Okay, I am live. This is my friend, FractalCycle. He is a guest. Everyone say hi in the comments, because you are most definitely there. Or not comments, the chat. In the chat, because obviously you're all there. Yep.
Hello. Just check out 1.17 in Bedrock.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, FractalCycle does not have Bedrock.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting it, but like, I'll wait till I get a little more views in the bank.
Right. Because you are unfortunately a Java pleb, right?
Okay, okay, don't you unironically use Minecraft realms? Okay.
I'm obviously.
Okay. We're all equal here. We're all plebs.
Right. I am obviously messing around. But yeah. So I guess what I should do is, well, raid.
Oh, there's two watching now. Do you have the stream open also?
I don't have it open, but I think it sometimes counts me anyways.
Oh, good. Whoever's also here, quick, like type a comment or something so we know you're not like a bot or like me twice.
Yeah, that would be nice. If you're watching, please let us know, or else.
So you spawned right in that village, it looks like?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, wow.
I do.
Yeah, it's the tarp thing made of wood also.
Yeah, I actually don't like that structure. It's.
Oh, hold up. My house is getting a phone call. Hold up.
Okay. Oh, this looks new. What's this? Cartographer. Oh, no, that's not new. I'm just stupid. Sorry, I like making the sounds of the animals. Let's see. I'm just, wow, brain is blinking already. I am quickly. I started with a starting chest because What?
It was spam, I think, or I didn't know. It looked like spam.
So I started with the starting chest because I just, let's see, cartography table. Wow, it's hard to think right now. I'm still a little tired from this morning. But because this isn't a serious thing, it's not like it's my Minecraft countries or anything like that. It's not like a long-term survival thing. This is just me checking out the new update in survival. I've done a little bit of...
Is that villager with the monocle normal in the game, or was it always there?
Apparently it is. It wasn't always there, but it's the cartographer.
Speedrun the game.
It's the cartographer,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I wonder if Bedrock speedruns are that different.
If what? Oh.
Like Bedrock speedruns are different from like Java speedruns.
Probably. There's a handful, not a lot, but there's like a handful of differences between the two.
I just remembered I have a Twitter account. I'll tweet the stream also. I have
cool.
no clue if anyone follows me besides like bots, but like.
Yeah, I should start using Twitter. I just don't. For some reason.
That's just fine, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, But yeah, no, there's like, yeah, there's just kind of like a lot of kind of random stuff. I'm trying to do more challenge videos currently, so like one thing I want to do is specifically, right now I am procrastinating on a big thing where I do a programming course and I go through the entire course in a week. I don't know how high quality the course is, or I've heard it's high quality. I don't know how much I'll actually learn from it if I'm kind of speedrunning it, but like, it's not like math or something where I'm going to get stuck and have to,
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah, I actually linked his channel in the description, so if you want to see more of FractalCycle for some godforsaken reason, you can just go there.
Here we go. Finally.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's where my main stuff is going, and then FractalCycle Gaming has like one wiki game video on it. The problem was I tried to do a wiki gaming speedrun. The problem was I tried to do a wiki gaming speedrun.
Yeah.
But like, firstly I did it like in the morning after 45 minutes of angrily setting up like the keyboard hand cam, and then I did so poorly at it. The only times I've done well at it seem to be at night, and I wonder if it also has to do with my meds. I don't think it does, because the first time I was really good at it was on like New Year's Eve this year, and I was like, hey, I haven't played it in a while, let me check. And then I played it for maybe an hour and a half tops, and I got into like the top leaderboards for either the week or the month. I just realized some of that might be biased by like a month reset, but it was before the ball dropped in my time zone, so.
I mean, I feel like if you are in the top for the month, you're probably also in the top for the week, but, you know.
Yeah, but like I forget which one it is, because one's obviously more impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never actually played that. If people want to see me do that, I guess spam that you want me to play that in the Oh, I do have some viewers. Oh, Floof. Hi, Floof. Thank you for
Is that your sister? Wait,
huh?
what?
Floof. She's
no, the other person.
FractalCycle and Tanya Hammond. Yeah, they're all people.
Pog. I've been saying Pog way too much lately. Not entirely sure why, but like.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been on my mind. But oh shit. But yeah, it's like. So I want to do challenge videos on the main channel, wiki game, hopefully better wiki game videos on the gaming channel, and I'll have it'll kind of be a second channel. I forgot it was Friday.
So I'm going to make this into a mine, because this to me looks more like the opening of a mine. I don't know why it's not, but eh.
By the way, Floof says, also sorry to Zodiak that I completely forgot today is Friday.
Oh, it's
Sounds
fine.
exciting.
Yeah, Floof is the friend that I usually do these streams with. She was busy today, so that's understandable. Yeah, no problem, Floof. I understand.
Yes, yeah. And then I'm going to have, like, technically the third FractalCycle channel, but it'll be more like a second channel where I will post, I'll post basically like commentary videos. So I don't know if any of you seen the food and dieting video on my channel from like a year or two ago. That is a lot. Some people like that one a lot. And what I'm trying to do is do something like that, but trying to make it a more sustainable format that I can keep doing. So like using keyboard shortcuts to animate my guy's mouth moving while I talk, so I could do commentary videos easily. Just like little things like that I think could allow for like more interesting videos to come out more often on at least one channel that I own.
So what you're saying is you're going to be a VTuber.
A little bit. I think I tried that on Twitch once or twice.
Yeah. That's cool. I've actually been looking into that. I obviously don't want to make like some tig bitty kawaii anime chick, but I have been looking into making an avatar and looking into seeing if I can make kind of that, an online kind of thing.
Yeah, that's certainly something you could look into. I just realized, I bet there's like, this feels like something someone should do. It should just be like, you know how there's some accounts and stuff called like Engineer Gaming? They're just NG from TF2. So you have, you could just be if you could do any of the TF2 characters' voices, or if you can find like any video game character whose voice you can do an impression of, you can just kind of stream as them.
That would be cool.
And then if you get cop sued or something, you just like change a couple things, but keep most of the same audience and shtick. I don't know, dangerous idea, but it'd be at least pretty funny, even if you don't like make money from it. It'd be a good time.
It'd be cool. I mean, you definitely like have some legal issues, but meh.
Yeah, oh, game developers should stream as their characters, or like the
That could
voice
be
actor
really
should.
cool.
I mean, like the guy who voiced
Oh.
Scout in TF2 does a lot of streaming.
There was actually a
Junkie
thing.
Junkie
guy
Janker voiced
who-
Gumball on Gumball.
The guy who voiced Seto Kaiba on Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually did do a thing where there was a avatar created of Seto Kaiba that he voiced at some convention.
Oh, like okay, so it's like the in-person mocapped live version in person of the okay.
Yeah, which I think is just really cool, and yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I guess that.
I've been wondering, like, if I were to do that, I've had some ideas, like, maybe I could look completely different in each stream, but have them all look very realistic, like, any one of them could be me, or I could just create a avatar that I'm very consistent with. Those are kind of, like, the two big schools of thoughts for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wonder, like, because there are VTubers who've gotten big, but a lot of it is just because they're
Tig Tig
like
Bitty
basically
Anime
hentai.
Kawaii girls, yeah.
or something. Yeah, so it's like, interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see like someone just doing like a bit where it's just like streaming as Heavy from TF2, and the VTube is just Heavy from TF2.
I would.
And it's
like
just
to
like,
see
yeah,
that.
and it's like he's playing the whole game and the whole stream like that.
That would be really cool. I would watch that.
Thank you for the bits. I don't know. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the main channel will have challenges. So I mentioned the coding contest challenge. I want to do a couple others where I like learn skills because it's kind of like double dipping.
Mm-hmm.
I make the video. Hopefully it gets views, but even if it doesn't, I at least learn something I wanted to learn anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, sometimes it'd be interesting. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. And, of course, still building out, like, the process and shortcuts and stuff for the commentary videos, which I hope to do more of. Because then I don't have to, like, plan or prioritize as hard with those. I can literally just be like, oh, today I want to talk about this and just rant about it for a while.
Yeah.
And I'll have a scheme or a setup where I can, like, quickly make the visuals and editing for it. And still make it really, like, compelling, or as compelling as I can in a short amount of time. So there's probably some cut corners a bit, but it's like, the hope is to just have a place where I can do that kind of experimentation. And hey, if something goes really well there, maybe I could import that to a better video on the main channel. Really nice.
Floof makes a good point of consistency of the avatar would make a good base of the channel. Yeah, that's generally, I feel like that's the, that's probably the better thing to do. Because while I do like doing things out of irony and humor, you know, you also do have to think long term, is this sustainable?
Yeah,
and beneficial
yeah, that
even.
doesn't.
Yeah. Where?
Yeah, that just generally makes sense, I think. So, it's definitely... I think these are some good ideas in general.
Yeah.
Oh, more good news. So I was talking with a different friend of mine
Yeah.
who's also in town, and I was like, I showed him my channel, and he was like, oh yeah, I saw your channel again. By the way, your character looks a lot like Dream. And I'm like, I get it, but like, I wasn't trying to rip off Dream, because I made the avatar years ago, well before
Yeah,
Dream
obviously
was, like, a
Dream
household
is
name.
ripping off you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, like, I swear, a year and a half ago, I thought about why posting videos to Reddit can work for promotion. And sure enough, Dream gets big, and then on Twitter, when he got 1 million subs, he credited Reddit posting for being a big promotion. And that's what he did. He posted to the PewDiePie submission subreddit when he did the thing where he found like PewDiePie's world seed, and that was big for him. So it's like, dang it. And he also had a simple avatar. His brand color was chosen partly because it stands out from other brand colors. Like, no one else was doing that green.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing was chosen because, yellow is like scientifically the most attention-grabbing color for humans.
I thought that was
It's a thing,
red.
look it up, but it's like, it stands out to us the most. So that's why I picked it, but then I'm not sure how well that works.
Mm.
But it is interesting to me. So luckily, a different friend of mine is actually a separate one from the one who I was talking about in town. This other friend of mine, he is, I've kind of accidentally fallen in, well, that sounds wrong, but like, I've kind of fallen into, it's like, I will do a paid commission to you so I can get a better, so I can get kind of concept art of my character. I want to see if he'll, or how permissions will work also, because I really want like as much like copyright control over like my character as I can, which is kind of weird, but it's like, like if I get him to draw a version of him, can we sell that as merch, or is that a bad idea? Maybe it's okay to keep it as simple and then use the good I could use the quality avatar as like the image. If I give to an avatar, I could use it just as the avatar for my for the second channel that will actually be third channel with the commentary. Or I could scrap all that, and I mean I'll enjoy the artwork of course, but it's like, or I could kind of do it a bit more, or I could do it a bit more creative than just this thing that looks a lot like Dream. I was actually trying to rip off like the poorly drawn education channels like Casually Explained and Salmonella. Everyone actually thinks of Salmonella when they see the food video, which is weird because with that I was kind of trying to rip off Bill Wirtz really poorly, but I just like ripped off Salmonella moderately poorly. So, and then it's like the character design itself is kind of a ripoff of like Homestuck and Odd Ones Out.
That's
a ripoff of Homestuck. Yes, all of the character. No,
that's interesting.
I like that body shape and stuff. It was like super simple, and I was like, I got it to look good. And now, anytime anyone sees it, they're not even gonna think, it's a Salmonella ripoff. They're gonna go, the face is circular and it was made in like MS Paint, so it's Dream. This is a Dream ripoff. I'm gonna ignore it. And it's like, no, I swear I had this well before you would have ever heard of Dream. But I should probably just like, if I learn to draw, then I can draw my character properly and own all the rights without having to, like, I think it's still kind of a weird thing to get antsy, but I will try to see if I can use concept art, if I can commission that friend for like more profile art and stuff. But also, if I learn to draw, it'd be even easier because I can just do stuff. But like, I don't got the time, I don't got the inclination or prioritization to learn to draw.
I'd like to just quickly interrupt you, is because we came across our first change, like our first new thing, which is the various. Well, I'm assuming this is gonna be true for all ores, but the ore doesn't drop ore; it drops raw iron. So I don't know if you can even get.
Oh, it's like a clump, right?
Yeah, so I don't even think you can get the ore blocks anymore. Now you have to now you have to deal with the chunks, which honestly...
Ore blocks are... try mixing like the raw iron with stone or cobble and see if you can remake ore.
I can try it with stone. I don't know. Let me... I don't have a lot of cobble. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll have to check that out as soon as I have more resources. I'll try cooking some stone and seeing what I can actually get out of it. Because I mean, obviously I can smelt it for iron, but I don't know if I can actually get that ore block, because I don't know, I like having access to as many different blocks as I can for aesthetic purposes. But at the same time,
what about like diamond ores? Can you mine diamond with silk? Maybe go creative or something first. Well, I don't know, because Java Bedrock differences. Can you
Silk touch,
mine
that's
diamond
how you get
ore
those.
can you mine diamond ore? Oh yeah, use silk touch. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, sometimes the most efficient thing to do is to just bring a silk touch pickaxe and shovel, or silk touch pickaxe. and just use that, and then bring the ores over to someplace else, stack them in like a tower or something, and then use a fortune pickaxe, which conflicts with Silk Touch. They use the fortune pickaxe to get as much resources as possible. Yeah. But if you're just carrying the ores, then they're really compact. So I think that's what you want to do.
It saves you inventory space on the short term and allows you to gather a ton of resources for the long term.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good. I was texting a couple of people, and one of them mentioned that the new ore design actually helps like people who are kind of visually impaired because it makes them look more distinct, and that's good.
I actually kind of like the new textures. I think they're pretty good, personally.
That's cool. I'm not the biggest fan of the new textures aesthetically, but I'm glad that it's like a good accessibility feature, and like no one should be able to complain about this stuff. Like resource packs have been a thing forever, so I can just.
The reason I like is that while it's going to be a lot harder to use them for aesthetic builds in vanilla Minecraft, no resource packs, at the same time, again, I feel like it feels more like what you would actually see.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Some of it's probably like nostalgia or resistance to change doctrine. I was just trying to remember something. I forgot. Go into the languages settings.
I can make a block of raw iron. That's a new thing.
Oh yeah. Try making. While you're doing that, also go into the language settings and navigate the menu. If you go into the language setting, if you go to options, language settings, you can actually. What you can do is you can actually see. There'll be a checkbox or something that says like use more characters or use different characters or something.
I don't know if that's true in Bedrock, because I don't think I've ever seen any options to change that. Update.
Oh, maybe it'd be under accessibility in Bedrock, since Bedrock is like
accessibility.
Different.
Where's accessibility?
Top left, I believe.
Accessibility, here it is. Text to speech, text to speech, text to speech, text to speech.
Because it's not any of those. It was in the languages menu in the.
There is no language menu.
Oh, that's odd, huh? Okay, yeah, I don't know how to change it in Curve then. But in Java, at least, there's a thing that lets you change the font to be like Unicode font. So it looks a little weird, but it's a good accessibility setting, and it might help you with emoji, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, so I just looking here. You definitely cannot create ores. That's cool. So if you want ores, you have to get it via Silk Touch.
Yeah.
Which, again, makes sense. You wouldn't want to be able to craft it, because then you could, get an infinite loop of creating ore using Silk Touch using Fortune.
Oh, Fortune. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you wouldn't want to craft diamond ore, or else you could mine it with Fortune and you get infinite diamonds.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Did you know you can farm gold in the game?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Did you know you can farm gold in the game?
Yeah, through Piglin.
Yeah. A friend of mine built that on our server in Java, and it was... Oh my gosh. It was huge. I actually... I gathered like 50 stacks of magma blocks.
Nice. For
the spawning platforms, and like I see the farms in our server, and I'm like, wow, these are really good and efficient, and not too. They seem a little convoluted, but not weird. And then I go to like Wadzy's channel or something, where he's like, yeah, I just did the first tutorial I found, and he's doing this crazy, stupid like. It was like 50 moving parts, and it's like, is this more effective than our farm? It doesn't look more effective. Yeah. What's the point if you're gonna AFK anyway? Well, it's probably because like he doesn't seem to use an auto clicker, so he has to have kill mechanisms also. But like an auto clicker is not that bad. Well, I don't know.
I don't personally use an auto-clicker either, though. So passive farms, to me, are just more useful.
That is probably a better idea, yeah.
Because then also you can set up multiple of them and get more than you can get with an auto-clicker.
Well, faster, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's kind of satisfying to, like, leave the game auto-clickering and playing itself, basically, while I, like, take a shower or something. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So some people might notice that I now have the ability to smelt the iron down into iron ingots. Just a reminder, I don't like doing that in general. I will use up the pickaxes I have, and then I will go back and smelt all the iron. Because I don't want to have wasted my pickaxes, and also, you know, just why?
Yeah. Oh, I'll post a link to this elsewhere, I just remembered.
Okay.
I'm in a friend's stream right now. They're gonna think I made it because the thumbnail was just a big thing in my face, but it's like, no, I'm not entirely that egotistical, no, just...
No, I'm that egotistical.
Yeah, I'm just appearing in my friend's stream. He's checking out 1.17. Oh, try to find like good caves.
Yeah, that is one of the things I'm trying to find, because I know that there's those new caves, and...
Dig straight down.
Yeah.
Dig straight down. Dig straight down. Dig straight down.
You are suicidal, my friend.
Yeah, I'm just used to playing on a server in Java where we have a bunch of speedrunners and people who are sort of interested in technical Minecraft, and we have resources, and we're rich, and we're good at the game, and get good.
Wait, are you rich, or are you good at the game?
In the game, both. So we get we have an Enderman farm for XP and also Ender Pearls, and for just short distances, even without using my Elytra or Elytra or however people pronounce it, I could just like toss Ender Pearls like popcorn or like Pokeballs. Like I could just.
Yeah,
I don't have to walk more than like 2 feet.
That's what I mean when I say, like, are you good or are you rich? Because if the reason you're doing so well is you have all these resources.
Yeah, it's easy to be good at the game when you're rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is the accent Russian?
Why wouldn't it be Russian?
My netherite's cold.
That's why I personally don't like playing on those servers, because I like being able to get my own resources, and it's almost like if you don't accept resources from the community stuff, then you're just playing at a huge disadvantage.
I mean, well, because we're not like competing against each other, but it is certainly a thing of like people still have their own resources and people can still keep stuff, but we do have a community chest that we can do stuff with.
Yeah.
And some of the fun is just like basically grinding. If we're being honest, at least the way we're playing it, I don't know. When 1.18 comes out, Caves and Cliffs Part 2, I'm really excited about that because then we're gonna, we're gonna make a new world basically because we can't. I'm not sure we're able to update from 1.17 to 1.18. And keep the same map because I think like there's generation stuff or world height stuff that needs to be.
Yeah, that's the big thing. A lot of my the people I've spoken with think that the way they're gonna do it is by raising the height limit, which they are, but I think it's a combination of them raising the height limit and lowering the minimum height limit, if that makes sense.
I kind of see what you mean, but there's also like we want to have stuff close to spawn, and I think the server owner even said that the initial biomix for the server isn't very good because like stuff's kind of far apart a lot. But it's fine because I had a very good I had a very good idea. No, but it's like I had a decent idea that the other server members sound like they'd like to see.
Yeah.
Is once we start the new server, I'm going to build a giant, or it's not just me, hopefully, I hope not, but we'll kind of have a ongoing project of building a giant glass pyramid, like on top of spawn. Like, imagine a beacon that starts at the ground or like sea level and goes up as high as it can go, constructed like a hollow beacon, basically.
Right. That'd be cool.
And like, it took a bit of involved math to calculate it, but that would require about 250,000 sand/glass blocks.
I think I found. Oh, I think this is gonna be okay. I was speaking with a friend about this. It's basically just a giant underground geode. I think that's what this is going to end up being.
Oh. Another new block.
Yeah, it's another new block. That's
it's
how I know.
useful site number 37. No.
I actually really like how these blocks look. Crap, I have.
It looks like dragon scales. That's cool.
Yeah. I should just put crap away in the chest I put up there. Eh. Once I get to the very bottom.
For, like, shulk sensors.
Once I get to the very. Once I get to the very bottom, I'm probably just gonna. What is it? It's. Yeah, make my permanent downstairs base and move stuff down there. But there's only so much you can do at a time. I guess I could start these smelting. Although I would rather get iron. Well, I need at least enough to make a bucket.
You plebeian, just watching you walk upstairs. I just wanna take my elytra from another server in a Java world, and I just need to take one of our spare elytra and just give it to you, so you don't have to walk all the way up the stairs.
Yeah, I
You're
probably
so
would.
deprived, you're so poor.
I would probably still walk. I tend to use elytra only for exploration.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, different playstyle.
Short distance, everything. Ender pearl across rooftops. No one dare.
Yeah.
Ender pearl through doors when opening them requires too much effort.
Oh, this might not be what I thought it was. This might just be because I know there's two new blocks. One of them is part of a geode, and that's how you get amethyst. And the other one is just something that spawns in clumps, like the diorite, andesite, whatever. I like it all. It looks good. I just gotta, yeah, especially like what I've seen that you can do with it. I will, once I decide to go back up, I will grab the stone cutter and show you what I mean.
Oh, yeah, that'll be good. I want to see that. Oh, like bricks or whatever carved made out of. Okay.
Yeah. It looks.
Oh, that's promising.
Yeah, it looks really good. At least in my opinion, and I'm never wrong, so.
Instagram thud. What else have you been doing lately? Or that you can share, I mean, on stream?
Let's see, stuff I've been doing lately that I can share on stream. A little bit of murder, not gonna lie. Just, well, it's kind of lie. It's been a lot of murder. Mostly just murder, now that I think about it.
He's building a small community. He's building a small community. He needs to build clout somehow.
Let's see, though. I've been pretty busy trying to fix, like, editing software stuff. And I've, oh, hi, cow. I've been working more on the Christmas Dagger, the project I started last Christmas that will hopefully be a video by next Christmas.
Oh, wow. Is that like... Or can you not give away what it is? Yeah, this one.
It's a dagger made from my old Christmas tree. And,
oh, yeah, because you make these, like, weapons and shields in real life, isn't it?
Yeah, so I want to make...
Is that Herobrine at the top? Wait, what? The top of the stairs.
What was that? Oh, yeah.
Look at the top of the stairs. Was that Herobrine? What?
Oh, no, that was a cow.
Oh.
I know, they look very similar.
Because it looked like a...
Herobrine, if you're out there and you're insulted by this, come fight me, bro. Yeah, words are hard. Come fight me, bro.
Sub to him first. He needs subs.
I do need subs. So many subs. Okay.
Well, hey, you're linked in my channel sidebar. If I get... And I'm kind of a YouTube tryhard also, so it's like...
And if
one person's success can lift other people.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially.
The other thing, okay, I wanted to mention is what was it? It's that, oh yeah, if I get at least 100 views on any one video, I will show the Christmas Dagger off early.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this stuff is called Deep Slate. Let me make some space to show it off.
Ooh. Oh, what is that like creeper thing in the top left? Oh, that was cool.
Creeper thing?
Oh, it's the thing in your 7th slot.
Oh, I put that down. Someone else said it looks like a creeper, but honestly, it gives me more villager vibes with the 2 eyes, big nose, no mouth.
Maybe it's like the derp face on some Minecraft skins.
Maybe. Yeah.
This actually does look pretty good, though. Oh, you can make it like a shulker trap, like a dark room, and it fools someone into thinking it's a shulker, and then they walk to it, and it's like, nope.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff you could probably do with that. Probably. Maybe. Possibly.
Huh. I've underestimated the boring blocks of Minecraft.
Yeah, well, people always do. I mean, I'm a person who likes making nice aesthetic builds, but
yeah.
So I have a bit more experience with them. But yeah, there's people do just not think about how effectively you can use different things, especially if you like think about like having special skins. You can make a world, or you can make a home in which anyone visiting will have a hard time seeing you.
Okay. I also know there's like we have some decently aesthetic builds on the Minecraft server I'm on. Oh, one of the friend who's gonna redraw my avatar, he has a house that is basically like a giant Deku tree, or it's what's the type of wood that's like white bark in Minecraft?
Oh, you mean the crap? I mean birch? No, I meant crap.
But you know what? You kind of know what I mean, right?
Yeah, you mean the crappy wood called birch.
Like, he lives in a giant tree that is like a giant birch tree.
Oh, why? Why would he made such a bad choice? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you.
No, but it looks neat though. Is the thing? It's not like a boring giant tree. It's like a cool giant tree, and then there's like a bunch of like ladders and water systems, and he runs the kelp farm. Oh yeah, we build a lot of farms. So we have slime farm, kelp farm, gold farm, iron farm. I like perpetually halfway through building a raid farm that I still need to get on. We have like netherite branch mine, and I showed people, I was like, hey, you know, you can save a ton of time by just using TNT with this, and they're like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, TNT is cool.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And for the record, the whole thing against birch is just a personal thing for me. I don't like
Birch tree kill your parents?
Yes, actually.
No wonder you've been doing so much murder lately. You're on a revenge spree. You're running out of hunger, I don't know if you noticed.
Thanks. Luckily, I stole so many carrots.
Oh, perfect.
I'm gonna eat these berries first.
Alright.
That's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Let's see. Put that down there. And I could probably still put down this lava over here. Here we go. Plop.
So maybe sometime I could invite you on I need to get them to whitelist you first, but it's like...
Oh, here's another new block. This is, I think, copper is what they added?
Does it look kind of... Wait, is it?
Yeah, raw copper.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you can... The idea is you turn that into a copper block, or a lightning rod. I wish they would just add, like, batteries or something so you can do something with copper besides, like, let it rust for a bit and wax it with bees so you get a rust gradient from one color to a different color.
Wait, do you use the copper to make the lightning rod? Is the lightning rod... Okay, I need to ask, if you know this, is the lightning rod going to
Right.
be a purely aesthetic thing, or is it actually going to attract lightning in thunderstorms?
So if a lightning strike, I think it's like if a lightning strike is already going to happen, then in the area, then it'll go towards the lightning rod instead of setting like your wood builds on fire.
Yeah, that's actually really useful. I'm glad they added that.
Oh, good, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I bet you build a lot of stuff with wood and stuff. But that's about it. I really wish it would, like, power a battery or something.
Yeah.
Looking forward to shulk sensors so we can get some really crazy, like, wireless redstone builds.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know if you're actually going to get that, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shulk sensors still not in survival. The warden's still not in survival. All the cool stuff, a lot of the best stuff is in 1.18. It sounds like, but you know.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I'm still really excited for all of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
And actually, me
And
and
the
my
new Minecraft world will be nice because I see stuff built on the server I'm on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I were, you know, helping with this project when it was around, or I wish I knew the context behind this. And with the new server, it's like, oh, we're all starting again. Let's do this. And it's like, yes, finally, challenge. We've been too rich for too long, and also, I don't want to start the glass pyramid now because it'll take forever, and then we gotta get rid of the world again and build it again once we set up the new world. Well, I might build a smaller one. I don't know, but like.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Because that friend of mine who's drawing my character, he's also building like the Luxor in a desert area, but he can't find any blocks. But like the blackest blocks you can find that work are like blocks of coal, basically.
Has he checked out the new Blackstone? Or I don't know if I should still call that new, but has he checked out?
Because it's in 1.17 now. They just updated the server to 1.17, I think. I don't know. That might be better. So
I really like the look of Blackstone, personally. But yeah. If you watch my Minecraft Countries, you would know that I'm actually basically making my entire base out of that. Which sucks because it's all underground, which means I'm first carving out my base, and then on top of that, I am going to have to immediately. Okay, I need to get this. Replace all of the walls with it, and I'd already started replacing the walls with a different thing. Yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized while you're talking about some of this. I'm building an Iron Golem robot army in the Java server I'm on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do more of that because we have an iron farm and a pumpkin farm, of course. But I'll suggest Blackstone too.
Yeah. If anyone wonders what I'm doing, I am replacing the torch light sources with the superior lava light sources. The reason I do this is, well, there's a few reasons, but the main one is I don't like wasting torches. I feel like torches are better used for exploration, not passive lighting. And second of all, I always end up with way too much lava. So this is just an effective use of lava to me.
Okay. Huh.
For the same reason, I don't like using coal to cook stuff. I like using lava to cook stuff. And yeah. And also as an aesthetic block. A lot of people don't seem to like it though when you use coal as an aesthetic block in a survival world.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, the Luxor's pretty neat, I think. One thing he's also doing is he's got like crying obsidian lining the edges of it, so like the 4 edges of the pyramid.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a little like expensive in terms of resources, but like, well, like one, we weren't using it for much anyway, but 2, it does look pretty cool. It looks like a proper like fantasy. It looks like something you would actually see in like a Dota game. I don't know enough fantasy, but it's like it is a proper magical looking build.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be. I don't know if you plan on ever putting a video about that on your channel, but I would actually like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably do like some kind of video where we tour the server before and like have the world for download
Mm-hmm.
before we make a new world and do all the stuff with that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I think that'll be
That'd be cool.
how that goes. But yeah, I don't know if it'll be on my channel or if it were on one of my channels, it'd have to be on the gaming channel. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much sense that makes. Well, I can like edit videos and stuff, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Okay, I need to collect half a stack of pumpkins, and okay.
And I'm also trying to use up the dirt by using it to fill in gaps. That's just because you end up with way too much dirt, but I also don't like wasting dirt. I don't like wasting stuff. Like, to a point where it's almost crippling. Like, I should just go ahead and waste the stuff. It'll be more efficient long term. Time-wise.
Yeah, I like time efficiency a lot. There's a Technoblade quote that guides my moves when he was mining for netherite. He was like, "Chat, I don't care about this." It was like smelting. He was like smelting something or blowing up stuff, and he's like, "I don't care about any efficiency except time."
Yeah.
Just buying time, and it's like, oh, that's clever. I should like, why not do that when you can, right?
Yeah, long term in game, it is just objectively better. But I don't think of games as being separate from, like, it's gonna sound a little weird. I don't see games as being separate from life in the sense of I don't see any reason to play the game any differently than you would IRL.
So, like, if you were in Minecraft in real life, then you would play it exactly the way you're playing it now?
Yeah, because in real life, my goal is long-term survival, and I don't have the ability to. In real life, I would not be able to just like slay the Ender Dragon, so I probably wouldn't get Elytra unless I got it from like I don't know. Can you get them from ships? I feel like you might be able to.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, so I probably would not be able to get Elytra, so getting used to something like Elytra is not something that I do. I might be able to get Ender Pearls IRL, but
Oh, wait. Do you mean you're playing Minecraft as if it were real life and like creeper? Well, wouldn't you need to mod out like creepers and stuff? I bet there's mods that remove everything from Minecraft that doesn't already exist. Like, you know, the Nether, most of the interesting mobs, most of the items. That's just how do I think of it? That Photoman who's doing a lot of stuff, he also might be looking into making some kind of like a vegan Minecraft server or vegetarian Minecraft server, so we can just like get items to go to the end of the Nether and stuff without having to like kill mobs, which would be cool. It's like, hey, we'll just mine for. I don't know. I think it'd be cool though, because I think someone has made the mod, and that's what it comes.
I mean, you can technically do that right now. Just it would be really hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be a cool challenge to watch, actually. Let's more stuff away.
We need those. Oh, speaking of challenge videos, have you heard of Challenger Andy?
Say that again? Challenger Enemy?
Challenger Andy.
Andy. I don't think I have.
Pretty cool channel. It just like he like does these really difficult game challenges, and most of his videos are like Dark Souls and stuff.
Yeah.
They did a 2-part video series about a challenge he did where it was in Minecraft, but like he couldn't do a lot of stuff. It was like restricted movement a lot. It was interesting, and it was like some of it is like haha funny. He's frustrated because he's limited in the game. Is this a new building? Oh no, I just don't fly this building much. We have like a few Elytra launch pads and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he just has these big challenges and a lot of them are either Dark Souls or Smash Bros. Or like Pokemon or you know, like that kind of game that I find a little hard to watch, just like pure like visual atmospheric aesthetic. I don't know, just kind of weird, but it's like he has done the Minecraft challenges. It looks like he's scheduled to do another one in the future, but he takes so long on his because videos are really good,
right?
But like I'm just looking at it, it's like there's so much effort. The videos are so high quality, and he's spending so long on the challenges, and most of them are in like anime games or games I don't play or like don't like think or care much about like at all. Like, but yeah, it's games he cares about, and that's really the important part because he's doing the challenges, and they're ridiculous challenges. So it's like, cannot complain. His videos, and like even the videos of his challenges in other games are still pretty funny and interesting because he will go to great lengths to do things. Like he was doing a video about can you beat a certain kind of Pokemon at level 100 using just the level 1 Pokemon because he was doing that for a different challenge. And like I don't like play or think much about Pokemon at all, but it was a cool video. It was a very cool video because of the lengths he went to and the interesting things that happened while he was trying to figure this out.
Yeah, that is one thing.
Well, at least with Pokemon, you can kind of understand the basic mechanics because it's Pokemon. It works like Pokemon does. But then it's like, oh, well, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with like Dark Souls or something.
Right.
That sort of thing. So I don't know.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't often watch a lot of challenge videos, but that is the big thing that I definitely deeply admire about people who do challenge videos is the amount of technical knowledge you need to have.
Oh yeah, big time.
It's cool seeing them like actually utilize this knowledge.
Yes, exactly. So like even if he only did games that I could not comprehend, period, I think he would still be entertaining in a big way. I mean, like he puts a lot into his videos anyway, between the editing, the timing, the pacing, the like hundreds of hours he has to watch through for every of his streams. Because every challenge he does takes a ton of time and a ton of tries. Oh, and he composes his own damn music for it, I think.
Yeah.
Like that is like he made like I hear orchestral music in the background. And I think, oh, it's from the game or something. No, that's like his. It's like what? Well, intellectual property is kind of a weird concept, but it's like it's music he made, and it's so good. There's some YouTubers who are like, you're surprised that they make their own music, but it really makes a difference. Like there's a weirdly good gaming top 10 channel actually that just does like top 10 Easter eggs or creepy things in old video games named Oddheader, and he makes his own music, and it's actually pretty good. It's like actual electronic sort of like, oh, it's nighttime and we're watching this thing that's happening. Ooh, it's kind of intense, like it's like slightly like 90s cyber / vaporwave-ish almost. Not vaporwave, but it's like, you know, it's kind of like driving techno-ish. And it sounds good, and it sounds unique, and it sounds like his channel sounds like that. And it's because he makes the songs himself for his videos. That's cool. That just adds a lot.
Yeah.
Like Bill Words, obviously.
Yeah, it's like the more effort you put into making your channel, like, I almost want to say custom.
Yeah, the custom elements are huge, and then at the extreme end of that, you have someone like Bill Words, where it's like everything is as custom as possible.
Yeah, like I'd like to do more. Right now, the only thing I do that's custom is my logo and the, I guess, logo or avatar that I gave some of my friends. But yeah, it'd be cool if I could do more than that.
Yeah, because I mean, you have these talents and stuff, and you should definitely be like using them when you can. If there's like thick parts of the video experience you want to have more control over, or that you think could be better, then that is a good area for improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like one of the I'm sorry, my brain is again slowly dying. One thing I've been doing in
it's not fire.
one of the things I've been doing
my brain's dying.
One of the things I've been doing in the videos that I record is when
Oh, good news! My thing in 7 minutes has been rescheduled
Oh.
to a different day entirely, so we can stay on for a longer time.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because this stream is going on until like 3 a.m.
Oh, nice. The other thing I was going to do today was at 3:30 a.m. I mean p.m. Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Geez. I'm gonna schedule this. Oh, that's not. Oh, that's the perfect time to do that. Why don't you do exactly that? Wait. Okay. I hope this is my time zone. Wait. Oh, yeah, that is my time zone. Pog. Pog.
Oh.
Pog. Sorry, I've been saying pog way too much. I hate it, but I love it.
I don't know how to. Oh, wait, can I do that?
Oh yeah, since I do nothing but link things between things and somehow get views, I'm surprised I'm not like a top 10 channel already. So, but it's like, well, I tried that as a joke for a while, but like no one cares, and for good reason because it's bad. But like, I should alert some of your viewers actually. So in a couple hours, in like an hour and a half, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an event going on right now called Power Up with Pride, or like the acronym is PUPE.
Mm-hmm.
It's Power Up with Pride on Twitch, I believe. And because of a specific donation goal, I'll just post the link in chat real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I might add that to my description.
Yeah, but basically in about an hour and a half, they're gonna, like including some people I know personally, they're gonna do a script reading of the entire B movie.
Oh, that's such an old meme.
I know, but like,
no,
well, firstly, it's to celebrate the donation goal. Second, you may have seen it done before, the script readings, but have you seen them been done by this specific mix of people? Exactly, see? Even if something seems old hat, you can always make it new. And it's not even like trivially new. It's like different people.
No, man, I get it.
I participated
I love it.
in a live. I participated in like a live Shrek script reading at my university like a year or two ago. It was pretty funny. I think I played Shrek for part of it just because I'm Shrek West. I don't care.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
This is not province. No. But yeah, that's yeah. I am just glad the thing got rescheduled, so now I can sit in water talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here's what I should do. I gotta check my recordings folder to see the progress I'm currently making on the coding course. Because part of the secret, and I think this will actually make a funnier video in the end, even if it lowers it, because I'm kind of triple dipping it because I want to learn the code skill, I want to make a video, and I want to be able to show it to employers. But I started the week-long challenge a few days ago, and I've done one lesson so far, and there's 8 lessons, and the one lesson was half as long as normal, and it was just the intro. So probably it'll turn into a funnier video where me trying to beat the entire course in like a couple days and just stressing out over it. Like, that's funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, let me check when I did the previous recordings, because if it's due date, but if it's like, it hasn't been that many days. That's not horrible. Okay, let me just check the actual. Okay, so this says it's on June 14th. Uh-oh. So that means the challenge needs to end at like 1 or something. Let me see. Okay, so that's the 14th, and it's a week challenge. So that means I need to be done by like the middle of the day on Monday. But that's fine. And my goal is to then edit it and get it uploaded on like Friday or Thursday. And then also I can start a hopefully less cognitively intense challenge, but still might even be more impressive because it's like a real skill. It's just a surprise. but like I am trying to do these things, and also I'm doing like an unpaid part-time work for a charity that seems good. But they're like getting off the ground. Barely sounded wrong though. I mean, like they're just starting out, so it's hard to even give details because it's like random stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, like spending time with family, interacting with friends, like you.
Yeah. Nice.
I should have streamed more of my time in the Minecraft server I'm in, just because I spent so much dang time on there during final season.
Yeah.
And I still made Dean's List. I'm smart. Screw you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you've definitely been a busy bee.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it the way I say it, but it's like it can sound like that, but like a lot of it's just stuff I'm planning on, or stuff I've barely started on, or stuff I'm procrastinating on. One hope is that if I'm doing a lot of it at once, then the few things that I do get done will actually get done, maybe. So.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if I have anything specific coming up. Now I feel like I want to think of it, because obviously I have a few things that I've been doing. There's Minecraft Countries, and then my friend's Empire Craft, which I wish I was on more.
Oh, this is good. I know I still have like 2 or 3 days to finish the challenge. That's just short enough to be funny and focused, but not so short that like it's due in 5 minutes and I can't do it. So, because I don't want to fall off the ball again. That's part of the point of having a deadline for me. Is like that's how to keep my ADD in check. Where it's like, oh, I have a deadline. Here's the thing I'm gonna do. I have every reason to do it. Even if I were not making a video of it at all, I would still be doing it. Maybe not at this pace, but it's like, I gotta freaking do it. I think it'll make a good video because I'm learning more about video editing as I like do solo experiments and stuff. Okay, yeah, / rant, but yeah, that's. I think that's kind of. I think that's decent. I think.
Actually, I recently started my classes as well. Although, honestly, I don't know if I want to go too into detail with those.
You asking me for details, or it's like, oh, sorry.
No. I was just saying. I'm just thinking, really. That's it. Thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking is not my strong suit. Just in general. Let's see, I can now dish. Okay.
Doing nothing but just like dropping into live streams. Oh, this morning a lot of my family's out of the house now, doing stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and that'll be kind of the case for the next few days. So I'll have the house to myself a lot more often.
Yeah.
And I just started off the morning by just like driving over to McDonald's and ordering like 6 hash browns or 8. It's like 6 hash browns.
Nice.
They're so expensive. I also went to a convenience store. So 6 hash browns, it's like, oh, a hash brown's $1.09. How much could the tax be? And then that's literally all I ordered. I swear to Christ, it was like $12 or $13.
Wait. Why?
Yeah, see? And then I went to the convenience store, and everything was super expensive. Like, deodorant's like $7. You know, like the little, I don't know if you have a mechanical toothbrush or not, but you know the little, like, things on top of them?
Yeah.
Like, you can get those in little packs a bit. So, 1 pack of, like, 3 of those tips is, like, $25.
That's unreasonable.
It's getting ridiculous. I'm thinking, wait, is this that inflation that people were worrying about? Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah,
We're gonna get...
Yeah.
Oh, raw lapis. That's interesting. Oh, could you make a block of raw lapis? That could be kind of...
I have an iron pick now. I think I saw lapis. Let me actually check that out. What does lapis actually drop? I imagine it's probably still lapis. Kind of like how I'm imagining diamonds still just drop diamonds. Let's see.
Right, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, no, just lapis.
Oh, another good-looking building on the server I play on is the Villager Trading Hall, where it's like we have a lot of floors and there is a bit of infrastructural things kind of plugging into the building, like minecart rails to bring villagers in. Oh, it drops lapis, okay.
Yeah, lapis.
Block of raw lapis could have been kind of neat, though. Like,
yeah.
Like broken dark blue glass looking stuff that is like...
That could have been cool. Although, honestly, I feel like a lot of what Mojang is going for is adding some realism into the game. And I just don't think that's how I just don't think that's how lapis works.
Well, lapis is like... lapis is a real-life material, but you can't use it to do magical enchantments in real life.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not...
Yeah.
It's, like, not even about that. Here's more of this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if there are any, like, Minecraft map... Oh, there's gotta be statistically, but, like...
So, this new...
Minecraft maps of, like, European cities, but not just, like, a list... But not just, like, the landmarks to scale. I mean, like... I just want a Minecraft map with lots of, like, nice abandoned-looking, seedy, like, alleyways and catacombs and stuff. That'd be so cool.
So this stuff is basically just harder cobblestone, because as you can see here, or not cobblestone, harder stone, because as you can see here, it's got...
Oh, this is deep slate, right?
Yeah, deep slate. Which, I'm excited for that. Yeah, and when you get it, you get cobbled deep slate. You don't even get the deep slate itself, which is interesting. And so, yeah, here's the deep slate red, or, yeah, deep slate redstone, deep slate coal. It just is.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's just harder cobble. Or it's just harder stone. No, I need to check. I need to see if you can actually make tools out of this stuff. Like, because I know that there aren't, like, deep slate tools. But if you use deep slate, will you just get stone tools?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, it's like another cobble or something. Oh, Felt is asking to join the call.
Felt.
I'm up for joining the call, if you're up for it.
Sure. Do I have a thing where you and him are both a part of it?
I think you can, like, add people, or add friends to DM or something is a button you can click.
Yeah, okay. Add friends to DM. Now I have to find him here. Ow, stabbed myself.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you just restart the call with both of us, so...
Mm-hmm. The problem is I remember how to find him now. There he is. And now
So you gotta enter
he should join.
Enter the call, da 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 da.
Hello?
Not sure they picked him
I
up.
thought I heard him. Oh well. Oh.
Oh.
Hello? Nubnut, is that you?
Hello. Hello,
Hey.
yes.
Hi.
What's going on, man?
What's poppin', gamers?
Gaming?
Are we gaming?
Nothing's popping much, just a bit of gaming.
Ah, gaming.
We're
We're all gaming here.
I'm FractalCycle. I am a YouTuber here to shill my channel and everything orbiting it. Well, orbiting.
Yes.
And other things.
It is the goal here. We shill our own channels
Actually, yeah.
to all of 3 people.
Felt also has a YouTube channel. I don't want to spend the time to pull up your channel right now, but if you can send me a link through the Discord, I could probably just.
Yeah, look, you shouldn't subscribe. I don't post anything ever, and it's not good content anyway. So.
Not posting, gang. Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to get more of that YouTube confidence, man. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
YouTube confidence is half of what does
Look.
it. The other half is like posting to Reddit and being like strategic about
Yeah.
like topic selection, I guess.
Look, I am trying to write a book. I don't have time to run a YouTube channel too.
Oh, Hog. Like fiction
Okay.
or non-fiction?
Wait, since when are you writing a book?
I've been writing books for years.
Yeah, but since when have you been writing a book?
When have you been writing this book?
I didn't even know that you could read. Let alone write.
Yeah, you know, it's a new skill I picked up quite recently.
Did you learn it through osmosis, or do you have to take a class for that now?
No, Osmosis Jones actually taught me.
I think the movie is about biology. Are you confusing it with Resing Rainbow?
No. Osmosis Jones, I'm pretty sure. He crawled out of my nose and started talking to me about the wonders of literature.
Wait, was
So-
he actually voiced by the... Oh god, the guy who voices him?
Yes, the guy who voices him. Yes.
The guy who voices
was
him.
the guy who.
Oh, it's like the Disney direct-to-DVD sequels where it's like...
Precisely. That is my life is a direct-to-DVD movie.
Coming soon, direct-to-DVD.
Low stakes, low
It's like after the good stuff. Wait, what is the good stuff then?
My prime was my elementary school days.
Oh, get wrecked.
Yes, I'm getting Shrek'd.
Oh, speaking of Shrek,
You're actually speaking to Shrek right now.
oh yeah, if I don't know if you heard the announcement,
So-
or announcement, but some friends of mine are doing a. Some of my friends happen to be doing a
have friends?
movie script reading in like I guess an hour and a half now. As part of Power Up with Pride, which is a Pride Month streaming thing on Twitch that a bunch of people are doing.
Yo, I could be your Jerry Seinfeld. I make a really good Jerry Seinfeld impression.
I don't know. I think they want people who are actually in the. Although I did show up to a Shrek script reading in person like 2 years ago, and I played Shrek for like a third of it or 2/3 of it.
That's pretty epic.
Yes. Look out! Oh yeah, we have to constantly fight off desert monsters away from my friend's Luxor pyramid in the desert because he's building it out of coal blocks because it's like the blackest block that makes sense for the Luxor, and like
Why
because
don't
the
you just
blackest
set
they
it
can.
on fire?
No, it took us so long to. Well, it took a couple other people so long to gather the coal blocks. I need to keep like if there's a creeper or something nearby, I have to kill it efficiently, or like lead it away or something, or else bad stuff happens.
Sacrifice yourself for the greater pyramid good.
The greater pyramid good. But yeah, it's like. But yeah, it's the Power of Pride is an event, and because they reached a donation goal that they're doing that. Did I not bring enough blocks for this? Oh,
I don't think you did.
Bruh.
Oh, that would. Wait, how? Oh, it's
The bruh moment.
bruh.
Bruh.
So yeah, evil plan. Do challenge
Wait,
way faster than I probably should. Not sure how much knowledge I'll retain from it, but like, it'll probably make it less impressive to employers at the expense of being a better video and me actually finishing it and me gaining like a success spiral instead of yet another. Oh no, I failed my self-imposed deadline. I can't do anything in life unless it's an external deadline, and that's kind of unhealthy in my opinion. So, what is your book about? Any what's the
Tell us about your book. I'm assuming
My
it's about
book?
me.
Show your book. You're on a
Oh
stream.
yeah, it is. Dang it! How did you guess?
Well, everything's about me, ultimately.
Oh, true.
Finally,
I wrote a summary
competition for
down.
solipsism.
Let me pull it up real fast. And listen, this is like not even beginning to scratch the surface. It doesn't even touch the surface of the plot, but it gives you a general idea of what is going to go down, so to speak.
Okay, so you're saying your book is finished and you're doing a live reading right now.
Wow, you're so great at guessing these things. It's like you're psychic.
No, I'm
Really?
pretty sure my therapist said psychotic.
That may have been it. Yeah.
That's
All
a funny
right.
way to spell poggers. It starts with a P, so it's
That's a
funny.
fun. That's a fun way to say.
That is such a radio voice of that. What the hell?
All right. Okay. Let me start. Okay. 100 years after they defeated Dedos, the brave, as well as the rest of the world,
Wait,
are
Thanos?
still feeling
What?
the effects of the multi-decade-long manhunt and subsequent war.
Mhm.
Emotional trauma, fractured relationships, and a fallen friend have split the heroes across the world. The sudden introduction of an alien from Earth that calls himself Alex into the world as a result of an ancient
Wait, is this a
unstable
synopsis or
magic
like the
glitch
intro?
will flip. This is the summary,
Okay.
and you've interrupted me.
Now he has to start from the beginning, goddammit.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking jerk. Alright. 100 years after they defeated Dedos, the brave, as well as the rest of the world, are still feeling the effects of the multi-decade-long manhunt and subsequent war. Emotional trauma, fractured relationships, and a fallen friend have split the heroes across the world. The sudden introduction of an alien from Earth that calls himself Alex into the world, as a result of an ancient and unstable magic glitch, will flip the world upside down as he utilizes his understanding of a practice called linguistics to unlock long-forgotten magic secrets. But first, Alex must prove himself useful to the nation he has been brought to by way of trial. The Council, a collective of the country's scientists, military leaders, political leaders, and royalty, will need to be convinced that the alien doesn't pose a threat to their world, else be imprisoned for his remaining days of life.
Huh. Wait a minute, this sounds like a... Hang on. I think it sounds like a thing, but it doesn't sound like anything that you would think it would. I swear this will make sense in a second. I just need to
Pretty
get
sure that
to
that's the plot to Batman.
What?
Shit!
Batman does
You
not go to
have-
other... Hang on.
You have found me out.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
think anybody would see
I'll-
past my disguise.
I'll post it in text chat. It's basically an article about how the story of Thanksgiving with Squanto is basically an alien abduction story because, well, like, obviously he was kidnapped by Europeans. And it's just such a high-stakes thing. It's like this guy is kidnapped from his home world by aliens with strange technology, but he somehow befriends them, and then he has to try to play factions against each other so he can make his own world stronger. I think when he gets back, like, literally everyone is, like, almost everyone is dead of, like, the alien plague.
Hmm.
And then he gets executed or something, and there's other stuff. It's like a whole sci-fi story. It's like politics and intrigue. And it's like, imagine actually being Squanto in that situation. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Hey, can't-
Do you guys want me to read you some of my book?
Totes, yeah, there's an excerpt or something.
Sure.
Okay. Alright. Chapter 0, a prologue. Beyond the reaches of the physical universe exists their metaphysical vapor, a space removed from the boundaries that house their ancient ancestors. Unaffected by the superficial influence of chronology, this space has become their means of permanent existence. They exist between the creases and folds of time and are connected to one another with such totality that they are now only vaguely plural. A measurement of their length of being would be an exercise in futility. They have always been, though not always as they are. They are the last of a generation of life forms that facilitated their discovery of the vehicle which they used to become what they are. The last of a generation that gave them their means to slip into the space between time. They have become content with their isolation from corporeal hunger and emotion. They believe there can never be entities like themselves, beings that learn the means to manipulate the matrices of reality. These beings have escaped all but hubris. Something is different, a something that they believe is meant to be static, has begun to move. There is a shift in the vapor, an abnormality that should not exist. The beings of infinite knowledge are now asking, for the first time since they spoke their way into the vapor, for the first time since these beings gained metacosmic influence, for the first time since becoming entities beyond emotion, they feel fear. Alright, and that's the prologue.
Okay.
I'm interested in seeing where you're going with that.
What?
I'm interested to see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that'll show up quite a bit down the road.
Yeah.
That's just prepping. That's foreshadowing. Alright. Chapter 1. The Linguist.
I love how linguistics is a real thing, right? Just double check.
What?
I just double checking. Linguistics is like a thing.
Yes, I do.
Good. Okay. I thought it was like psychohistory, where like you made it up independently, and it turns out to.
No, I would not. I wouldn't write about a linguist if I didn't know what a linguist was.
Paul.
Okay. Chapter 1. The Linguist. Lydia scratched her head and sighed as she leaned back in her chair. Yeah, it's a cool idea, but I don't see how the Mortigonians could have shield-breaking torpedoes if they don't have erodium on their planet. They're not interstellar yet, so there's no way they could have gotten the ore from another planet. What if we flash back to reveal that an asteroid-sized ball of erodium entered the planet's atmosphere at some point, and the Mortigonians... Rodney began. Mike interrupted. Nah, man, flashbacks are way too cliche and break the pacing too much. Besides, how would they even know to build shield-breaking torpedoes if the SFM refused to believe other planetary militaries would attempt an invasion? Or that they even existed, Lydia added. Rodney groaned. Then how are the Mortigonians supposed to deal any damage to the Bazunians? We could have Athemi hack the command ship's comms and open a line of communication with Venera. Isn't she still working undercover? Beth chimed in. Athemi isn't on the command ship, though, Mike said. She wouldn't be able to get a strong enough signal to be able to hack it. The room fell silent for several minutes as the writers pondered their options. Then Rodney excitedly slammed his hand on the table and exclaimed, I've got it! Startling everyone who was seated in the room. Athemi could use the ship's beam cannon to overclock the enemy comms so she can brute force the signal data through to the enemy comms. The other writers nodded their heads and murmured in agreement. Alex, you've been a little quieter than usual. What's up, hon? Lydia asked. Alex rubbed the back of his neck. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm kinda hungry. I haven't had anything to eat since last night, so I'm a little out of it. It's 1 in the afternoon, Alex. That's more than 12 hours, Lydia exclaimed. Yeah, I know. I was a little too busy to eat anything, Alex replied. Alex hadn't been busy with work, but buried in manga. He'd binged 30 volumes in a single sitting, and after getting just a dozen pages into the 31st, he'd passed out. He woke 7 hours later to the sound of J-Rock from his alarm. Since he rarely ever ate breakfast, he skipped it and headed straight for work after a quick shower. Well, it's lunchtime anyway, Mike said. Let's take a break. Alex walked to the vending machine, dragging his feet as he made his way across the tiled office hallway. His eyes were killing him. The crew had even mentioned they were bloodshot, something Alex had no trouble believing. He knew it wasn't a good idea, but he just couldn't help it. The story was mesmerizing. For a manga written in the 80s, it felt extremely modern, using so many of the current tropes in ways that weren't original, but done better than anything else he'd read. Alex couldn't remember the last time he had read that much manga at once. Maybe after he'd first discovered the medium? Finally reaching the end of what felt like 10 miles of hallway, Alex stuck his arm out and leaned against the glass of the vending machine. His eyes lazily traced rows of chips, cookies, and crackers. It took a whole minute before Alex realized he hadn't even registered what he was looking at. He shut his eyes and rubbed them with his free hand, then began to yawn. The clop of women's footwear echoed from across the hall, and a voice called out to him. Alex, are you okay, hon? Came Lydia's voice. Yeah, just trying to figure out what I want for lunch, Alex replied over his yawn. Lydia was a senior writer for Explorers and had been writing for television for over 2 decades. She was the big sister of the writing staff and checked in on all of the writers outside of work. Alex liked that about her. In fact, everybody liked that about her. She was definitely the most loved writer on the show, not just by the other writers, but by the fans too. She was highly active on social media and had almost as many followers as some of the actors on the show. There was no doubt that she loved working on Explorers. "You want to take a nap?" Lydia asked. Alex shook his head. "No, I need some food. My stomach's been screaming at me all day." Lydia chuckled. "Yeah, we've all been hearing it, hon." Alex laughed weakly. "That's embarrassing." "What are you getting?" A sigh escaped Alex's lips. "I don't know. I'm looking at these and I'm so out of it I can't even read the packaging." Alex's nose caught the scent of a flowery perfume and a warm hand on his back. "Forget this junk. I'll share some of my lunch with you." "No, it's fine. You don't have to do that." "You don't need any of this nasty crap, hon. Do you know how much trans fat and corn syrup is in just one of these? I have some fresh chicken salad in the refrigerator. You should be eating that." Any other day, Alex would have been far more stubborn about this kind of thing, but today, he just didn't have the energy to object to Lydia's gesture of kindness. Lydia retrieved a large Tupperware container from the fridge and pushed it into Alex's hand. Taped to the translucent blue lid was a packaged set of plastic cutlery. "Dig in, hun," Lydia said before retrieving what looked like a foil-wrapped burrito. Alex hesitated. "Are you sure?" "Absolutely. I made way too much, and it'll go bad before I can finish it all." "Your eyes too big for your stomach?" Lydia chuckled and pointed at the top shelf of the refrigerator where 4 more containers rested. Alex smiled. "Oh." Lydia tapped the refrigerator door closed with her hip, and she and Alex sat down at the lunch table. The two opened their food and ate in silence for a few minutes. The break room wasn't usually this void of sound. It was abnormal for it to have less than the whole team chatting with one another during breaks. "Where is everybody?" Lydia asked. "I don't know," Alex replied after swallowing what was in his mouth, trying to sound nonchalant. This wasn't completely true, but he couldn't tell Lydia that the others were out getting supplies for the surprise party they were planning for her birthday. Lydia responded. She knew something was up. She was definitely suspicious, and Alex could feel her gaze on him. Alex didn't like keeping secrets. He always felt uncomfortable lying to people he liked, even when it was harmless. Something about deceiving people who trusted you felt icky to him. Luckily for Alex, Lydia changed the subject. "Are you going down to set today?" "No, they actually want me in the studio to help the choir that's performing the Vitso and Chants. I think Bruce Camden is doing the score this season, so I think he's going to be there too." "What happened to Sophia Hardy?" "I don't know. If I had to guess, she probably got hired to work on a movie and schedules started conflicting." "Doesn't Bruce Camden usually score video games?" Alex nodded. "Yep, he scored Green Smoke and Ash last year. I heard mixed things about that game. Have you played it?" Alex shook his head. "It's a console exclusive and I don't have any consoles. If it's ported to PC, I might give it a shot though." "What time do you have to be over there?" Alex checked his watch. "A few hours." "You seem to have your work cut out for you." "Oh yeah," Alex replied with a sigh. "Well, just don't overdo it, hon." Alex chuckled. "I can't make any promises." "Say, what kind of burrito is that?" Alex asked as he pointed with his fork. Lydia laughed. "It's not a burrito, hon," she said, showing Alex her food. "It's a chicken salad wrap." Alex racked his bike and stepped into the bus. He grabbed the closest open seat he could find and removed his phone from his pocket. Before he could begin to dial the number to the recording studio, the phone buzzed. "Hey, Mom," he answered. "Are you at work, mon amour?" "No, I'm on the bus headed over to a recording studio. I think I'm going to be there for just a couple of hours and then head home." "Recording studio?" "Yep, I'm assisting a choir with an alien chant." Alex's mom laughed. "Take that sentence out of context." Alex responded with a chuckle. Sometimes I forget how weird my job is. Weird, yes, but also very important. Alex furrowed his brow. What? You don't think that what you do is important? You don't think movies and video games and shows would be just as good without you? I don't know. It's possible, but... No, Alex. What you do is important. To a whole industry. But, Alex continued, I could be working for the UN or the FBI. I could be a professor of linguistics, or a hospital interpreter, or... Alex, mon amour, please. Alex sighed. Sorry, Mom. I guess I just feel like I'm doing a disservice to the world. Like, I'm not helping people when I could be. But you and I both know that you would be miserable doing those kinds of jobs. You love what you do. You shouldn't force yourself to do something you hate. There are so many people who love what you do and that you keep doing it. The world needs people like you, Alex. I know for a fact that you've inspired so many people to learn about language. You have given linguistics mass appeal. I'd even say you helped the field go mainstream. Alex sighed and looked out the window. You're right, Mom, he conceded. I'm sorry. Alex didn't really think what he'd done was all that big of a deal. His mom was just exaggerating his accomplishments, being hyperbolic to try to make him feel better about his career choice. Are you still coming home next week? Alex's mom asked. Of course. It was an annual tradition for Alex to go up to Canada during the spring to visit his mom. Since the death of his sisters, Alex had made it a point to return to their graves and pay his respects. He was also the only family his mom had, so it was the only time his mom could spend with relatives. Great! I can't wait for you to meet Jacques. Who's Jacques? He's the new puppy. You got a puppy? A very lovely one. What breed? There was a short silence. I don't really know. Alex chuckled. Is it big or small? Alex, all puppies are small. Alex chuckled again. Yeah, I guess you're right. Send me a picture later. I will. Alright, Mom, my stop is coming up. I'll talk to you later, Alex said, as he began to stand. Okay, goodbye, mon amour. Je t'aime. Moi aussi. Alex produced a key from his pocket and stuck it into the lock on his apartment door. As he turned the key, he felt a rush of lethargy. The day might have been the longest he'd ever had, and it still wasn't over. It was nearly 10 p.m., and Alex was ready to ragdoll onto his bed. He sighed as he pushed the door open, knowing that he couldn't do that. He still had work to do. Alex dragged his feet through the carpeted hallway of his 3-bedroom living area into his office. It was the only part of his apartment that was a mess. Miscellaneous books, essays, and newspaper archives littered his desk and floor. A path of open carpet led to his desk like a yellow brick road to Oz. The laptop he'd gotten specifically for work rested atop an encyclopedia volume. To elevate it to eye level. Had his bedroom been as disheveled, it would have been considered a fire hazard. However, since he didn't sleep in his office, Alex didn't feel it necessary to tidy up. Alex followed the path of visible carpet to the desk, dropped his book bag beside the chair, and took a seat. He flicked the laptop open and slid out the keyboard tray to access the external keyboard and mouse before powering on the computer and getting to work. That's the end of Chapter 1, The Linguist. This is just a just like getting an insight into his life.
Mm-hmm.
The plot really begins in the next chapter. Do you guys want me to read that, or?
Oh, one idea I had while you're reading that, what if you combined this chapter with the next chapter and made the stuff from this chapter like a lot shorter?
There was a little bit of I like what you have a lot. It's really good, I would say. But I feel there's a few things that could be shortened down a bit. I don't know if you actually want feedback, but you know, if he's giving it, I might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
feedback's
yeah.
fine.
If you,
Yeah, feedback's
Yeah.
fine.
yeah, there's definitely like things you could play with involving details. Maybe it's because I'm not reading and hearing it, but it's like you could play with some of the details and see how they relate to like if you have like themes or if there's like character development that Alex is specifically going to go through at some point.
Having
There
his
could
mother
be-
speak, was that French? I think that was a good detail. That was
Yeah,
a good
that's,
Yeah.
like that's neat. Like
Yeah, she's French Canadian. Alex's
Canadian friend.
first
sorry.
language was English, but he learned to speak French at home. So basically, he was bilingual to start with before he started learning
Hey.
other languages.
That's a good way of showing how he might become interested in the topic of
Yeah.
being a linguist.
Oh, here's an idea. One thing that could improve some of it, and you could even do this, and it helps, and it kind of ties into the thing of make it more concise, is when you do the I don't want to say the cliched version of this. I want to make I'm doing the opposite, but it's like some of the details, like Lydia's job and stuff, could be communicated through just like brief, detailed descriptions.
Show don't tell.
Yeah.
Kind
What are you
of,
trying
but
to
it's
say?
like if you're just like it's almost like imply don't always show, right? So
Also-
like instead of saying like broke telling us that she's liked by the fans and the crew, woke having someone say, hey, this is you're really good at this or you did this thing, and then like imply would be like maybe there's a gift on her desk or something, or like there's like a thing nearby that says is for the surprise party, or like something that implies that. Like one way it would be like in a movie, if you imagine the characters interacting, what are like the little gestures they might do that, or like body language or facial things that might imply some of the things you want to communicate to the reader? Because like a lot of readers will actually pick up on it, apparently.
Mhm.
I say apparently, I don't read it a lot, but it's like that is definitely something you could investigate, and you can definitely like make different versions of the chapter and play around with these ideas.
Yeah, one thing I was thinking is that the person who he works with wouldn't know what the choir is. So first introduce the fact that he's working with a choir when he's talking to her, and then when he's talking to his mother, specify what he's doing with the choir, which is that he's working on the dance, I think you said?
Or, no, he's doing the soundtrack for the
Yeah.
for a game, I believe.
Yeah, so at first it would just be saying the choir, since she would know what that is. But then with his mother, she probably wouldn't know what it is, so that's where that would be further,
Yeah, and like the thing is, a lot of like the bedrock of a lot of I mean, it may or may not be what you're doing here, but it kind of seems like you're trying to do that here. Like, you got to kind of think through the lens of like your characters and what their interactions imply about how they deal with things, and then Alex's character development is obviously going to involve certain things. So right now, we're before the character development, it seems, because like he hasn't done the stuff or become the thing yet. So like that's definitely something to.
Yeah, so the sentence was, no, they actually want me in the studio to help the choir that's performing the Fitzoan chants.
Mhm.
So he is talking to her like she already, as if she already knows that there is a choir that's needed.
Then my brain might have not listened as closely as it could have. Because it,
Yeah,
it sounds to me like he had first explained it to the lady he works with, and then yeah, I might have just missed it.
Yeah, it would probably it would probably sink in a little better if you read it through text rather than hearing it.
Yeah.
Which is why I like listening to audiobooks while I read them at the same time.
Mm.
Because I just tend to absorb more of the information that way.
that makes sense.
Anyway, chapter 2. Do you guys want chapter 2? This is where the fun begins.
I still have time.
Alright. Alex turned over in his bed. It was much rougher and solid than he remembered. It was cold, too. He felt a cool breeze that sent a shiver throughout his body. Alex was confused. There shouldn't be a breeze in his apartment. Opening his eyes, Alex saw something he wasn't expecting. Grass. The greenest grass he'd ever seen. Alex opened his eyes wider and his heart began to race. He scrambled to his feet as his breathing became more shallow. He was now standing in the middle of a large field in only his underwear. A sense of vulnerability came over Alex. He was far from where he should have been, and practically naked. His mouth was dry and stale, as if a rough dish sponge had been left in it. Despite this, his mouth remained agape with awe. His eyes darted across the grass, catching the movement of gnat swarms as they moved along the emerald blades. He lifted his gaze to the horizon and surveyed his surroundings. Small white and yellow flowers sprouted sporadically for as far as the field itself stretched, beyond the distance he could see. He rubbed the sleep out of his eyes. This wasn't a dream. This was far too realistic to be one. He could smell the warm grass and hear the wind blowing through the endless green expanse. Feel the thousands of tiny insects moving through the hairs on his legs. He could see the world with lucid clarity. Alex was almost 100% certain he was conscious. He turned around. In the distance was what looked to be a city. Hundreds of buildings stretched what Alex approximated to be several kilometers long along the horizon. It was at least 8 kilometers away from where he currently stood, hunched over and holding his upper arms. "What?" was all Alex could manage to say. His legs and arms were itchy from lying in the grass. He wondered how long he had been sleeping there. Not even making a conscious decision about it, Alex began to walking towards the city. His pace was slow and cautious, and the expression on his face was that of fear and bewilderment. Alex didn't know how long he had been walking for, but he eventually came close enough to catch the scent of meat cooking in the air. A painful sensation ripped through his stomach, and his hands moved through to his belly. He was close enough now that he could see and hear people chatting, walking, running, and laughing. Alex stopped about 50 meters away. He stared in disbelief, trying to understand what was happening to him. He was afraid to enter, unsure as to what its inhabitants would think of him, about him. Alex wanted to ask for help, but he couldn't quite figure out what to say. He shuffled closer. He had nowhere else to go, and he needed some food in his body. The night before, he hadn't eaten anything. He was working hard on the 6th season of Explorers and had forgotten to eat. Engrossed in the episode he was working on, he had neglected to take care of his body's basic needs. Now he was paying the price for it. Alex stood there for nearly 10 minutes, contemplating what to do next before finally forcing himself to continue towards civilization. As he stepped onto the dirt road, a beautiful, well-toned woman with dark skin and long black hair came up to him. She was a complete contrast to Alex, her Olympian physique being a far cry from his skeletal, nearly anorexic figure, and she stood at least 2.5 feet taller than him. Alex was a bit short for his age, but the sheer difference in height was striking and unusual, and would have been intimidating if not for her gentle, middle-aged face. She looked concerned and asked Alex a question. It was a question, Alex knew that, but the words that made up that question were not familiar to him. He looked the woman in the eyes and said, "Huh?" The woman repeated her question, but it didn't make it any easier for Alex to understand her. He stared blankly at the woman. She pointed at his stomach and made a fist with her other hand. She put her fist to her mouth and made a chewing motion with her jaw. Alex understood and bowed his head slightly. She seemed to be asking if he was hungry. The woman cupped her hands together and put them to her mouth. Alex understood that too. He bowed his head again, thirsty. The woman turned around, gestured for him to follow, then began to walk. Alex hesitated for a second, but when his stomach made a rumbling noise, he started following behind her. The woman led Alex through the dirt streets. The two passed by vendors, street performers, and houses. Some people had stopped what they were doing and were staring at Alex. He didn't notice their gazes on him, for he was lost in his own thoughts. He wondered how he had ended up here, in such a foreign place. Why hadn't he recognized the language the woman had used? Alex was unable to come up with a logical explanation for his situation. The woman stopped in front of a modest-looking residential structure. She turned to him and said something. Her voice sounded warm and inviting, and her tone made Alex feel a small bit at ease. She opened the door and walked in. Alex wasn't sure if she wanted him to follow her. He heard the woman say something, but not knowing what she had said made Alex apprehensive. He heard swift footsteps from inside, and they were getting closer. The woman came speed-walking out of the building, grabbed Alex by the hand, and led him inside. She brought him to a wooden chair in front of a table and sat him down. She then went back to the door and closed it. Looking at the table, Alex saw and smelled a hot bowl of stew with vegetables and large chunks of meat, with a spoon setting beside it. The woman walked over to the table, picked up the spoon, and handed it to Alex. She said a single
Hey, sorry I've been absent the past few minutes. I'm making food. Be right back.
It's alright.
You can watch the stream.
She said a single word. Kilias. Alex, though never having heard that word before, knew what it meant, and began to eat.
I know.
Alright, that's the end of chapter 2. Just keep in mind this is like a rough draft stuff.
No, I am. Okay, I had a note and I'm gonna try not to lose it. Sorry, you know, like, I'm not the greatest at thinking.
What? I thought you were the greatest at everything.
Well, I am. But even the greatest at everything has a hard time thinking. What was it? It was some, crap, I honestly cannot remember it.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'll probably rewatch the stream as I do a little light editing and then get back, and then I'll remember and just send you stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I reading through this, I've noticed a few like grammar issues, typos, and like things I need to edit.
Yeah.
I promise it's not the book isn't gonna be this bad when it's done.
It's not bad. By no means is it bad. It's just
not good. What's another?
It's just that it needs a little bit more work is how I would put it. Like, it's one of those things where I definitely see a lot of potential in it. I know that's not always what you want to hear, but
no, I totally understand. I'm very well aware of the improvement I need.
Man, I think you're being a little too harsh on yourself.
No, trust me, I know what my flaws are.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. Look, it's a slow burn. Well, I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of getting to know him, and then I remember now. It was like, okay, are you going to have a recurring theme of a recurring theme of negligence of the self, where he's just gonna really not care for himself, and then over the course of the story, he's gonna be better at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually like that. I can tell that that's a direction you're heading in, and I actually really like that direction.
Yeah, Alex does tend to neglect his own self-interest, either out of like laziness or being preoccupied with something else.
Right.
Like he doesn't put himself first.
Right, and then
even when it's detrimental to his health.
Yeah, and I think that that's gonna be. I'm assuming that your idea is that that's gonna be like a big marker for the growth of his character over the course of the book.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the. It's gonna be one of the developments he makes.
Hmm.
Yeah, like simple thematic things like that I think are very important.
Yeah, there actually. This book actually has two main characters, and it has two different points of view.
Mm.
So there's the point of view of Alex, and then there's the point of view of that new mysterious woman.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. So we have a point of view of an outsider and a point of view of somebody who's lived in this world.
Right.
Right.
And that's something I thought about just for the sake of world building. It would be a lot easier to have the person that knows everything and then the person that doesn't know anything,
Mm-hmm.
and have their interactions help flesh out the world.
Oh, it's the insider and the outsider. Oh, kind of like the early history of sci-fi, if you want to hear more about it. Or just Google Slan Shack.
Mm.
TLDR, faraway world stories of sci-fi in like the 40s appealed a lot to like nerds and like people, like today they would be called like autistic or something, but like that wasn't really a word back then. So people who felt unusual on Earth would feel right at home with these stories about these faraway places, and that's kind of a psychologically interesting thing.
Hey.
Mm. Yeah. So
You guys want...
I don't have many notes on like the writing of this part, but that was my only note on it thematically, which is
Right.
really just I approve of that direction, and I hope you focus on that a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. he doesn't really care much for taking care of himself. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. You want me to read the next chapter, or you guys good?
See, it's 250.
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
interesting.
think we can do another, like, one more chapter.
Okay.
Oh, hello, Ender friend. I have an Ender friend joining me in the.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh,
Hi,
really?
Ender friender.
Yeah, Endermen are my friends. They're no one else's friends apparently. I don't understand why not. Like, everyone keeps telling me stories of them getting like attacked. I think that they do. I'm pretty sure it's everyone else's fault.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably is.
The Endermen are friendly. Ender friend.
Yeah.
Ender friend.
Yeah.
Username. Get it before it's gone.
Friend. All right. Chapter
11.
3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah. Chapter 3. The pants.
Wait, how long was I gone? You guys did a whole chapter. Well, okay.
Yeah. It's okay. You didn't miss much. I mean, well, maybe
It's
you
fine.
did, don't know.
I assume like the inciting incident happened already.
He woke up in a strange land, met a strange person, and is dead. He died.
That sounds inciting and exciting.
No, that's not what happened. Zodiac, you are misleading our friend here.
I would never. How dare you?
I would have totally believed it. I totally believed it. What the?
I'm very
Yeah,
believable.
just kill off the main character before the story begins.
No, he's like dead, but he's in another dimension on another planet. Like that's how it works. Oh, like in the Respawn comics made by the guy who did the.
No, I didn't make him get hit by Truck Coon.
He's not gonna respawn as a furry or something.
No.
Okay, good. Not that that'd be bad, but like.
I'm trying to
Well,
create a more realistic version of events.
Right.
As realistic as you can get with it being science fiction fantasy.
You know, like,
Yeah,
but okay, side note. I hate when people, like, say, oh, it can't be realistic, or how realistic can it be, because you can have realistic mechanics to things, even if those things themselves are not something you would see in reality.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
And that is how some of the magic systems in this book work. Is they have practical and logical structures to them. It's explained in, I think, chapter 5 or 6.
1 second, I need a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, same. Potty break. Audience, take a potty break. Get out of here.
Potty. Yes, I will entertain the guests. Hello. Hi, viewers.
Oh my gosh, I got a phone call. Hold on. Yeah, give me a sec. Alright, I will, is it urgent or can I be there in like 30 minutes? Okay.
And I am back.
Okay. Alright. Bye.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Welcome back.
That. Oh, hey, you're back too. Welcome.
Hey, it's me, FractalCycle.
Guess who's back?
I'm here early.
Back again.
Oh, what? They're back.
Tell the
You'll be
friend.
back like
I thought I was gonna sneak into the stream and tell people to do stuff.
I mean, you could still tell them to do stuff. Nothing's
Guys.
stopping you.
Guys, go check the Power Up with Pride link. In like half an hour, they're gonna read the B movie script
That's pretty epic.
because they met a dono goal.
Donut. Okay. Alright, let's see.
Yeah, we saw-
Chapter 3.
The pants.
The
Alex's
pants.
body moved on its own.
Mr. Pants?
Rapidly what?
So I was saying like Mr. Pants because like Mrs. Puff calls SpongeBob Mr. Pants in SpongeBob sometimes.
Mr. Pants! Alright.
Let's let me get to
You'll understand why this chapter is called The Pants in a bit, okay? Alex's body moved on its own, rapidly scooping spoonfuls of stew into his mouth. He was in a trance, unable to consume the food in front of him fast enough. The rich, fatty flavor, along with his empty stomach, activated an animalistic frenzy in Alex. It wasn't until the bowl was empty that he noticed the woman standing beside him, holding a stack of neatly folded clothing. She said something to him and handed the garments to Alex. Alex made eye contact with her and, with the utmost sincerity, said, "Thank you so much. I don't know who you are, and I don't even care. You're a lifesaver." The woman looked surprised. She placed the clothes on the table, then pointed to him with her other hand, tapped her ear. She spoke loudly, with a tone Alex interpreted as a revelation. She must have thought he was deaf. The woman began to laugh. Alex followed suit, though his was a little more of an expression of relief than amusement. He could see how the misunderstanding might have spawned. Not knowing the language, he might as well have been deaf. Alex felt lucky that he wasn't deaf, though, because he liked hearing the woman's beautiful and calming voice. It had a motherly quality to it, as well as something Alex couldn't quite place. The woman pointed to the clothes she had brought Alex and said, "Zeo." Alex stood up and grabbed the pants. They were gray and felt a little like leather, though they must have weighed a small fraction of that. Alex stepped through the leg holes, but less than a second after pulling the pants up to his waist, he felt a burst of energy surge throughout his body, as if his blood suddenly became captured. His heart rate began to elevate, and the pants radiated a blue light and emitted a small oh my god, I just had a stroke there. His heart rate began to elevate as the pants radiated a blue light and emitted a low frequency hum. Alex yelled and scrambled to remove the pants, startled at the sudden life they had. As soon as the garment had been removed from his body, he stumbled backwards, nearly tripping over the chair he'd been seated in seconds prior. The woman looked confused by his reaction. She repeated the word again. "Zeo. What's going on? What does that mean? What just happened?" Alex shouted, panicked. "Ti keb digo Zeo," the woman said, and pointed to the pants. Alex looked at the pants he ditched next to the table. What could she possibly mean? Alex asked himself. Alex was dazed, knocked mentally out of place by the spontaneous sound and light that had come from an ordinary-looking piece of clothing. "Zeh-oh," Alex repeated the word to the woman. The woman nodded. "Zeh-oh," she confirmed. Alex shrugged, shaking his head and repeating the word, trying to tell her that he didn't understand. The woman's eyebrows furrowed and her hands balled into fists. She raised her voice. "Zeh-oh, Zeh-oh," she said. Alex shook his head and shrugged again. He didn't know how much clearer he could be with this woman. Parlez-vous français? Habla español? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Alex, the woman ignored him and suddenly began to remove her own pants. Alex whipped his head and his hand shot in front of his face. "What the hell are you doing?" he shouted, his confusion reaching new levels. "You yell!" the woman yelled. Alex shut his eyes. "What do you want from me?" he cried. The woman approached him, grabbed his wrists, and moved his hands away from his face. Her grip was firm, but not aggressive. She held his head in her hands, and Alex opened his eyes. "You will," she said calmly, tilting his head up to meet her gaze. She let go of his head, stepped back, then pointed to her eyes and said it again. "You will." Alex realized what she was saying. She was telling him to look. Alex nodded slowly. He pointed to his own eyes with one hand, and with the other, he pointed to her. He spoke with as much confidence as he could muster. "You will," telling her that he understood the word. The woman stepped further back to make room for her demonstration. She began to remove her own pants. Alex felt pretty uncomfortable as the woman slid her pants down. He continued to, "You will."
Spike, you're gonna get banned on YouTube.
Though this woman had just fed him, she was much taller and more muscular than he was, and could easily break any of his bones if she wanted to. He didn't want to frustrate her any more than he already had. Once the woman had completely removed her pants, they began to fade from the light sky blue they were before, into the same gray color as the ones she had given him. She started to put them back on, and as she did, she repeated the word that had given them both such a hard time before. "Zeh-oh," she spoke slowly. The pants now completely around her hips, she quickly held her hand and said, "Yakse." The pants began to glow and hum exactly as the other ones had. Alex squinted. The glowing began to subside, and the hum gradually got quieter until finally it stopped. The woman pointed to her pants, which were now back to being blue, and repeated the word. "Zeh-oh." Staticky crackles filled the room, making Alex's neck and arm hairs stand at attention. An invisible energy tickled his bare skin, making him feel like he was standing in the noise of an analog television set. Gradually, the electrical sensation faded away, and the room fell silent once more. Alex, though confused by the extremely unusual behavior of the pants, walked over to the ones that he had jumped out of and picked them up. He examined them thoroughly, running his hand along the waistband, down the legs, then holding them up to the light. There was nothing about them that screamed abnormal. Alex bent over, put one leg through, and then the other. He pulled his pants up to his waist, and they lit up and began to hum. Alex felt the familiar rush of energy from before. He waited for them to cease their bizarre behavior, and once they had, they were the same light sky blue as the woman's were. The woman spoke. "Do you know what I am saying?" she asked. Alex looked at her with wide eyes, stunned. He understood her. Alright, and that's it. That's chapter 3.
That's cool.
Yeah, reading through it, I feel like there's some... Okay, so to explain what this is, I kind of like cannibalized a version of this book that I wrote like 4 years ago, when I had like no idea how to write anything. So like any of the sentences that sound like kind of amateur, any of the prose that sound like just not good.
Got it, your little brother
Those are
was
the
on the controller.
cannibalized ones. Those are the cannibalized sentences.
You're using a steering wheel, it was your little brother on the controller, we understand.
Yes. But yeah, yeah, it's a weird scene, yeah, but I don't know. I thought it was cool that fucking
It's a good way
pants
to
and stuff.
introduce technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very yes. Alright, I actually have to go and deliver some paperwork to my future employer. So
Okay.
I will take my leave now.
Okay.
It's been very good having you on, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Check out his channel in description if he wants, or his website in description if he wants, so Spike remembers to put that in there at some point if you want.
I'll try to remember.
Yeah, it's alright.
And,
Yeah, don't worry about it.
right. We'll probably be ending soon anyways. It's been a 2-hour stream, and, well, I mean, as much fun as I've been having, it's, you know, getting kind of tiring sitting in this chair.
Oh yeah.
The harsh life of being a YouTuber.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough work. It's tough work sitting in a chair.
Streaming,
clicking,
YouTubing, clicking, talking, eating.
Clicking, talking, typing. This is the life of a YouTuber.
Just narrate your entire book like that for the audiobook.
This is a life of a YouTuber.
But you're actually kind of good at this. Why don't you just, like, actually just be a VA or something?
I am.
Okay, that helps.
Okay, so
Congrats.
This is the life of a YouTuber.
You should, I want you to do, like, a channel trailer for what the hell.
This summer, get ready for the most epic YouTube channel.
And then,
Starring Zodiak Games and other people.
right. No. Oh, floof. Oh, say like floof in that voice.
Floof.
I thought it was gonna be like the Honest Trailers guy where it's like, floof.
Floof.
Alright, buddies.
Buddy boys. I gotta ski paddle.
Bye.
See,
Bye.
Boy.
Go. Great having you.
yeah, I think I'm gonna do my outro now. It's been nice having everyone on. The update looks interesting to say the very least. If I was more of a technical gamer, maybe I could have gotten to more of the new content, but that's just not what I am. Thanks. Well, I think Felt already left, but yeah.
Still here.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you for joining us.
Pog.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you, FractalCycle,
Thanks for
joining. Thank you, everyone who was here to watch the video.
Especially you, Mike, if you were, I don't know how long you stayed though. I think he's gone now, I don't know.
Yeah, I suspect.
Unless he pulls something out at the last minute and types, I don't see anything happening in the chat, just, okay. He's probably gone.
And anyone watching this after the fact, thank you for watching the video. And
Yes, thank you.
yeah, and goodbye.
Bye, Joe.
Au revoir.